Listen, y'all, watch this video. Here we go.
They have been proven to be true. Take a look.
You know, you have the sex crimes unit, which is what I was a part of, child sex crimes and child trafficking. How could you nominate someone with allegations of child trafficking trafficking across state lines and having sex with a 17-year-old? My understanding, further on in the interview, they discussed the fact that once he finds out that she's 17, he stops having sex with her. Well, statutory sex doesn't require you to know what age the person is. It only requires the age. And so if these things
are true... So if you're having sex with an underage girl,
yes,
she tells you she's 18,
yes,
and you have it anyway, you're still liable.
Yes, you still are.
She's actually still only 17.
Just to clarify.
Yeah. And so I'm deeply disturbed at the lack of judgment that we are already seeing from the president-elect.
But you're not surprised.
I'm not surprised, but I think a lot of people are. A lot of people said things like, he's just kidding. He would never do something.
Well, this is the best joke of all.
That's not true.
Because I'm crossing my fingers that this is going to be sweet justice. So he resigns, so this ethics report can't, the investigation stops. Maybe he doesn't go through because there's a lot of talk because of that universal hatred and mistrust of this person. And I mean, everyone despises him and they don't want to see him over any control. So he doesn't get it. He doesn't get voted through. And then the ethics report gets leaked anyway. Right. So, like, he can't win if they don't vote him through, and he has no job because he resigned. So I'm kind of hoping that that's the outcome.
But aren't you disturbed a little bit by people?
I've been disturbed by him for...
But aren't you disturbed? That's not my question. Aren't you a little bit disturbed as...
A few moments later.
Hey, Sonny, you have a legal note.
I do have a legal note. Thank you, Whoopi. Matt Gaetz has long denied all allegations, calling the claims, quote, invented, and saying in a statement to ABC News that this false smear following a 3-year criminal investigation should be viewed with great skepticism. The DOJ investigation was closed with no charges being brought.
We'll be right back.
All right, so Sonny, Hostin, however you say her name, we on some Kamala type nonsense. Listen, she got a legal note while they were live on air because you're accusing this man of doing something that the DOJ, after their investigation, after their extensive investigation, and you're supposed to be a lawyer and a journalist, but you didn't do proper research like my friend did right here. But we about to get to this video, but y'all just hold on. So you did all that and got a legal note on live so that you don't get sued. Yeah. Matt Gaetz was watching. Y'all look at this and then watch this video. Boo.
Feel would not pass muster with a jury. So the 17-year-old at the crux of all of this has been deemed not credible by the DOJ, by career prosecutors there. The other is a former friend of Gaetz's, Joel Greenberg. And you're going to need to listen to a thing or two about Joel. He's a former tax collector for Seminole County, Florida. You know, Gaetz is from sort of the panhandle area of Florida. He, Greenberg, pleaded guilty last year to sex trafficking of a minor and a host of other crimes as part of a cooperation deal with authorities. So this guy was on the hook criminally and then started talking about whom else he could give up to the authorities. Greenberg was first charged in 2020 with fabricating allegations and evidence to smear a political opponent. He made shit up to hurt someone who is opposed to him in politics. That's what he was already charged with and dealing with when he pleaded guilty to sex trafficking of a minor. He pleaded guilty to sex trafficking of a minor. Greenberg's credibility would be a significant challenge for any prosecution of Gaetz, in part because of one of the crimes Greenberg admitted to, which was fabricating allegations against a school teacher who was running against him to be a tax collector. Now, we heard that earlier in the piece. Remember, I paused, I read it to you, that he was charged in 2020 with fabricating allegations and evidence to smear a political opponent. That's bad. He's got a history of doing that. Is that what he's doing to Gates? Then they raise it again here, saying his credibility is going to be a problem because he admitted to fabricating allegations against a school teacher who was running against him to be a tax collector. What exactly were the allegations that Greenberg fabricated? Washington Post, walk us through it. And they do. Greenberg had sent letters to the school falsely claiming that the teacher had an inappropriate sexual relationship with a student. A similar allegation to the Gates case. You think? Yeah. A lawyer for the school teacher commented to the Washington Post saying, "No one is going to believe anything that Joel Greenberg says by itself. His statements would have to be corroborated by testimony or..."
Most vocal supporters since day one. Please welcome a man who has obviously never watched The View, Congressman Matt Gaetz. Hello.
Thanks for having me. Thank you. I do watch. You guys make news every week.
Every day. We are
Rick Grinnell is very qualified.
So
I think it is a breakthrough appointment.
Okay,
yeah, that's my argument.
Germany, by the way, I was reading about him. They think he's very thin-skinned, but that's another story.
Well, I mean, this is The View, aren't we all?
I have another question for you.
No, not.
You know what? And I think
it is just.
I think we agree on this. About pardon power. Now, the president has been on a pardon spree, and many think he's about to pardon Roger Stone, his longtime friend and one-time campaign advisor, who's being sentenced, I think, any minute now. They're in a break for crimes of obstructing justice, witness tampering, lying to Congress. Do you think Trump should pardon Roger Stone?
I do, and I think that it requires a review of the pardon power.
Come on.
Question. In Federalist 74, Alexander Hamilton writes that the reason we have the pardon power is to serve as a check on a criminal justice system, which, if allowed to run wild, could create a great sense of sanguinity in our country. And so I think that if you look at the original intent of the pardon power, it cannot be limited. And again, Trump has pardoned 26 people. Obama pardoned over 1,700. Bill Clinton pardoned 459.
So the answer to the question is what?
I would agree that Roger Stone should be pardoned, if for no other reason that there's been a double standard in this country where people like Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, Andrew McCabe, Clapper, Brennan.
You had answered.
So, in a nutshell, no diddy. The man that accused Matt Gaetz of, the trafficking allegations and said that he was dealing with a 17-year-old, this man has a reputation of lying on people. He actually did it to a teacher. Okay? So, Megyn Kelly gave y'all the facts, presented the receipts. It is your responsibility that when I give you the facts and the receipts to do your homework. And one thing about Megyn Kelly and one thing about my sources, they already done did the research, including myself. So again, let's go back to the beginning of the video. She had to actually read a legal note because she didn't want to be sued. Charlie Kirk posted it on Twitter. Matt Gaetz shared it and put the eyes and let you know, baby, I see you. And if y'all want to play, then y'all gonna pay. Let me say one more time. If y'all want to play on The View, y'all gonna pay. Gonna pat them pockets. That's what they gonna do. They gonna pat them pockets. So again, stop lying on people. Y'all need to do your journalistic duty and actually do some research. But we know y'all used to people like the Harris Foundation, administration. All y'all want to do is get paid for propaganda, and they pay y'all to ridicule other individuals. Now, we're not going to say that The View got paid, from my understanding, from my recollection. I don't remember reading that The View got paid like Roland Martin, Al Sharpton, Beyonce, and all the other people. Okay? Yeah, ain't no telling, because we know they had $1 billion budget, and I keep going back to that, but they ended up $20 million in debt. How that even happen? Okay, but again, they don't want to deal with Matt Gaetz. Y'all see how Matt Gaetz fact-checked them and did with them right there inside of their presence when he was a congressman. Listen, they say Matt Gaetz is a big dog. He's a bulldog. And he's going to drain the swamp. And he's going to bring criminal charges against all these people who have been getting rich out of the stock market, making $175,000 a year salary. And I'm gone.